Hello, my name is Shane with AllMax Software Technical Support, and I'm here with your video tech tip for this week. Do you have a need to enter or modify data inside Operator 10 or Synexus while at another facility? Do you have users who need to review or enter data but don't have a licensed version of Operator 10 or Synexus installed on their workstation? eDV Viewer is an integrated application feature in Operator 10 and Synexus that can be installed on any workstation to view and modify data from your database without using a licensed seat of your software. In this week's tech tip, I will show you how to use eDV Viewer to manage your data. I will also be walking you through setting up an eDV View and installing eDV Viewer on a workstation. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to set up and save an eDV View in Operator 10 in Synexus. You will need to open an existing data view or create a new data view in the program. As you can see, I have an existing data view opened on the display screen. From your existing data view, you can select a date range from the application ribbon that you would like to display data for inside your eDV document, or when you export the eDV, you can select a date range at that time. To create an eDV document, we'll need to navigate to our Tools tab. From our Tools tab, you'll see in the application ribbon we have an Import-Export field, and you'll notice we have an eDV icon in that field. If you select the drop-down arrow next to the icon, you'll note we have two options here, one to export an eDV and another to set an eDV return email. You can set a return email address when sending an eDV file of your data. This is helpful if the person modifying data in the eDV is going to be sending it back to you so the data can be updated in the database. When selecting Export eDV, you'll be greeted by a DataView export screen. It is important to select your start and end date for the data range you want to display in your eDV document. By default, the program will select the date range you've already selected for your open data view. You also have the option to export an eDV document as a template for data entry by checkmarking this box. That will wipe out any existing data and allow you to have a blank template for data entry. Once you've selected your date range, select OK. Then proceed to save your eDV document on your computer to the file location of your choosing. Now that we have created an eDV document, the next step is to make sure the eDV Viewer is installed on any workstation that will be opening these documents. To locate the eDV installer, navigate to your Start menu in Windows, or find the shortcut to Operator 10 or Synexus on your computer. Right-click and select the Open File Location option. From the Open File location, you will navigate to the application folder for your software program. Inside this application folder, you will note there is an installer called eDV Viewer Installer. You can right-click and copy this installer and paste it either on a thumb drive or a map drive on your network so you'll have access to it to install it on any workstations that will be viewing eDV documents. Once you've pasted that installer to the necessary workstation, you'll double-click it and run the installation for the eDV installer.exe. Once that installer has completed, you will note that you can create an eDV Viewer shortcut on your desktop. From that shortcut, you'll now be able to double-click and launch the eDV Viewer application. Once you've launched the eDV Viewer, you are now ready to open eDV documents. Users of the eDV Viewer will now be able to modify the data associated with the eDV documents they are sent. You can navigate to your application ribbon in the eDV Viewer and select Open. Then navigate out to your file location and select any saved eDV documents. Once you click Open, that eDV document will now appear in your eDV Viewer. You can now modify any existing data that is displayed in your eDV document or add any additional data that you need to for any date range that you have data to enter. In this case, we can add additional data down here. And we can also modify any existing data if we need to. Once you've added any additional data or modified any data, you can then save this as an additional document by selecting Save As if you'd like to save the original eDV, or you can simply select Save if you want to modify the existing eDV document. Once you have entered all your data and made any necessary changes to your existing data, you're now ready to email this back to any users that want to enter this data into the database for operator 10 or Synexus, or you can attach it as a file on a shared folder location on your network, and they can access it from there. For users who have access to a licensed version of operator 10 and Synexus, you're ready to update the data stored in the program from the modified eDV document. First, you'll want to open the eDV file. And once the eDV file is open, next you'll want to select the Transfer to Database icon from the application ribbon. You'll be greeted by a window that will notify you that it's going to continue with transferring your data to the database. Do note, transferring data will overwrite any existing data in the operator 10 database for the date range displayed in the eDV document. Also note, if you choose to overwrite with blanks, any existing data for that date range in your database will be overwritten with blank values from the eDV file. In most cases, you will want to select No for this. Lastly, let the program do the rest. It will proceed to transfer your data values to the database, as you can see on the screen. Once it has completed transferring that data to your database, you can click OK, and then you will be able to navigate back to your program. And if you go to the Home tab and refresh your data view, you will now see all the data that we entered for April 12th is now inside the operator 10 or Synexus database, and any data that we modified has been updated inside the database. In our tech tip for this week, we learned how to create an eDV document and how to install eDV Viewer on your workstation. We were able to review and modify data and successfully transfer that modified data into your operator 10 or Synexus program's database. My name is Shane with AllMax Software Tech Support, and that's your video tech tip for this week. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more, please take a few minutes to subscribe and explore the other videos on our YouTube channel or visit our website at allmaxsoftware.com.